So, in this guide, we'll be talking about a few duo vs squad examples and a couple more fighting tips. Also, the V-Bucks giveaway is still going on, so make sure to visit the link in the description to enter. And lastly, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications as I post Amazon gift card code in the comments every time I upload. By turning on notifications, you have a way better chance of getting here first and redeeming that code. Anyways guys, let's get to this guide. So, in this first example, me and this opponent kept building up and up, and it just wouldn't stop. So, a great way of ending a fight quickly is by getting your teammate to shoot down the structure as you guys build up. Once there's only a minimum amount of support lines, make your way down and shoot down the rest. This should give your opponent no time to react to make his way down to the bottom. Now, if he's got a bounce trap, then he can get away pretty easily if he does place it down. But I've been in situations where players had bounce traps and never ended up using them because they forgot to utilize their utilities. This is similar to the trap video where I explained how important it is to use your utilities to improve your gameplay as a player. If he does end up using his bounce trap, then you'll still have a chance to light your opponent up as he's in the air, because he does come down slow, especially if he places a bounce trap on a floor panel. So make sure you're taking shots because he's vulnerable in the air. This is also what you want to do when someone has a hop rock. Pull that AR out and spray them as they're in the air. Now, say I had a bounce trap, that would make the situation even better because my teammate can keep shooting at the structure, and once the structure starts collapsing, he can let me know and I'll be able to bounce trap away as I keep my opponent busy. It's a great team execution as your opponent will least expect it. In this next situation, me and my teammate like to play duos versus squads, and the best way of eliminating a squad is by playing close with your team. You also want to look for potential vulnerable players that are focused on your teammate. Those are the players that will give you an easy chance to down them. You can see both of these players are focused on my teammate, so what I did was shoot at both of them. Missed most of my shots on the first player, but ended up getting the down on the second player. This now leaves us with one more opponent to eliminate. So especially in a duo versus squads, you really want to find those players that are vulnerable and get that knock quick. It will eliminate most of the weapon spray that goes on in a duo versus squad situation. Here's one more quick duo versus squads example. Once again, these players focus on my teammate, and any angle I can get, I would spray at these players as much as I can. I was able to knock both players as my teammate got closer and even before we got to the top. That already leaves us in a 2v2 situation. So the key is to get a knock before all 4 players engage. That's usually how you'll want to win a duo versus squad situation. If it's too late, then try your best to single out 3 of the players and pressure 1 for a quick knock. And once again, if you notice players that are vulnerable, then go for the shots. All of these tips are key in getting that win against the squad. Now, this last example is more of a solo example. I just want to tell you guys something I like doing at an end of a fight before it even starts. It's a little risky, but it does work. So if you notice a player in the corner of your eye, don't react like you know he's there. Wait until he stops moving because he's going to want to take shots and he's going to stop to line them up. The moment he stops, pull your sniper out and flick onto this player for a quick shot. He won't expect it because he thinks you've got no clue. Now, if you're watching your opponent and he starts to build, then at that moment you also want to build because he doesn't care that you see him or not. The only time you want to utilize this trick is if you can see the player's not the greatest. He could be crouch walking around, or he can even be a default skin. My opponent was crouch walking around and hid himself in behind a tree. The moment he sat behind a tree, I lined up my crosshair and took the shot. The fight was done in a matter of seconds. Here's one more quick example of the same situation. I turned and I see this player for a few seconds. As I'm still looking in the approximate direction this player is, I'm making sure to see if he's standing still. The moment I confirmed it, I flicked my crosshair onto this player and the fight was done. Now, I only use this technique if I have a sniper because there are risks involved with even doing it. You can potentially get the kill instantly, or you'll end up taking damage if your opponent's movement doesn't seem bad at all. Players that are jumping around are the ones I won't try this on because they'll usually take a few shots then build cover. And it's really hard to tell when to build yourself cover. So players that walk and crouch, go for it. Jumpers, don't do it. Anyways guys, that's it for this guide. Hopefully I've helped some people out, and a like and a sub will be greatly appreciated as it does help me out a lot. Anyways guys, thanks for watching and hope you have a great rest of your day or night, and I'll see you on the next one.